I'm Reverend Tonny Algood from Mobile, Alabama. I'm one of the tri-chairs for the Alabama Poor People's Campaign, a national call for moral revival. Voting rights and economic rights go hand in hand. Historically, those in power and the politicians who represent them have tried to portray poverty and voting rights as a Black issue. This is not true, but they do this to try to keep poor whites, poor Blacks, Latinos, and other people of color separated along racial lines. It's like what Herod did anytime he wanted to, the slaves started getting together, he would cause division among them so he could stay in power and they would be enslaved. Concerning poverty, before the pandemic, there were 2.1 million poor or low-income people in Alabama. Now, 762,000 of these were Black, 141,000 are Latinx, and the largest number, 1.1 million, are white. But you would not know this listening to the media or listening to the politicians. They make up 45% of Alabama's population who are adversely affected by voter repression laws. Alabama has a lot of ways to suppress voters and keep them in poverty. Now, a clear example of this is in Birmingham, Alabama, when the voters of Birmingham passed an ordinance to increase the minimum wage from $7.25 an hour to $10.11 an hour. Now, the ink hadn't even dried on the results when the Alabama legislature passed a law making it illegal for any municipality in Alabama to increase their minimum wage. So what they had to do, they had to undermine our democracy in order to steal our votes and keep people in poverty. Alabama has one of the highest poverty rates of any state in the union. Voter suppression and economic rights are inextricably connected. If we are to get our voting rights, our economic rights, and environmental devastation, then we must mobilize, organize, register, and most of all, educate. Forward together, not one step back. Thank you.
We welcome you to the launch of the Mass Poor People's Low-Wage Assembly and Moral March on Washington, D.C., June 18, 2022.
And we need to do it with the biggest actions possible.
Because we know the only scarcity is the moral will to do what's right.
Veterans across this nation say enough is enough.
My voice is just as valuable as anyone else's.
We need the third Reconstruction.
We have an immoral system run by immoral people.
But together we fight.
And we become an agent of change.
We're rising up to demonstrate the compelling power that we, poor and low-income people, have to reconstruct society from the bottom up. It's time for a change!
We are people of resilience.